Attitude's everything. It's the most important thing that we can help our young people to develop. We've targeted this program at Year 7, 8 and 9 because we believe the students in the middle years, some of them can use an attitude improvement or enhancement. The program's a standalone program, so there's no fancy teacher's manual with hours of preparation involved. The activities are designed to stand alone so the teacher can go in and work with their students either once a week in a form class or even as a workbook for a school camp program in Year 7, 8 and 9. We know teachers are busy, we know the curriculum's crowded, but we think attitude is so important to the lifelong learning of our students, particularly in 7, 8 and 9, and if we can help them develop a Ripper attitude, that will help them for the rest of their lives.
The program's been put together in a way to make it really easy, certainly for teachers to pick up, but I think most importantly, we've looked at a series of dichotomies, asking students to do less of something and more of something to help them improve their attitude and no doubt their success at school. More problem solving, less whinging, for example. What would it look like if students were doing more problem solving, less whinging? What would be the impact of that on their attitude and certainly how they go about their school life? It's very, very important that we get this message to children early in their student career, and this is going to help them certainly throughout the rest of their life. We know, even from the feedback that we've had so far, that even teachers have got some great value out of the message, and I think the way the structure works, having the series of dichotomous scales that you will work through, you're going to have a very simple language that you'll be able to use throughout the school to help children stay focused on having a Ripper attitude.
Hi, I'm Steve Francis. I was a school principal for 20 years, but please don't hold that against me, both in schools here in Queensland and in Hong Kong. I'm really passionate about the importance of attitude. I think it really makes a difference, and if you can focus on this, it'll have a huge impact on all aspects of your life. Not only at school, but at home, in the workplace, and in the rest of your interaction with society, because ultimately, attitude's everything. Yeah, so people ask where this fits in with the Australian curriculum and the crowded curriculum that we've already got, because we're pretty content heavy. And this is not so much about content, this is about the attitude and how important that is, because it has a flow-on effect to every area of the school curriculum, because ultimately it's attitude that makes the difference. And if we can get the students' attitude right, that will impact on their achievement, but also on their lifelong learning capabilities. And that has benefits for them, not only at school, but at home in their relationships with their family and into the extended community as well. So one of the challenges is how do we get that to fit into the curriculum? So we see it fitting in either in the form classes, so it's designed to be one lesson a week, about 40-45 minutes over the period of a term. Or the alternative is it could be delivered as a workbook as part of a camp program in Year 7, 8 or 9. So in part of their camping process they could work their way through the 8 sections in the workbook. They're meant to be standalone, so there's no support manual there. They don't have to watch the videos, they're there as optional extras, but the workbook is self-supporting and self-paced program. Ultimately, teachers are very busy, so one of the questions we get asked is how much preparation is involved for the teacher, and it's basically designed to stand alone. So they can basically go straight from the workbook, so taking the workbook into their class rather than having to pre-read some teacher's manual. We don't even provide a teacher's manual, it's just straight from the workbook. They basically read through the activities with the students, facilitate either individual responses or small group discussions so the students unpack the dichotomies that are presented as part of the attitude program. If a teacher wanted to deepen their understanding of the concepts that the workbook is based on, they could read Bruce Sullivan's book, Ripper, How to Have the Energy of a 4-year-old. Now that's great because it unpacks each of the dichotomies in some examples that apply to the family and to the adult, and then we've extended them further for how those dichotomies apply to Year 7, 8 and 9 students. From our research, the key benefits that the program have provided for the schools that have trialled our program are that it created a common language for all the teachers in that year level to help the students to develop this Ripper attitude. The program is supported with some posters that then display the 8 dichotomies that are presented in the workbook, and that creates a constant reminder of how the attitude can be implemented within the school program. That transfers across the school, so if we can focus on one year level and have all the students in that year level exposed to these pretty straightforward concepts, then that has ultimately impact on their attitude. Yeah, the feedback that the schools that trialled the program were that it was easy to operate, that it didn't rely on a teacher's manual, which was great, so it was very time efficient. The students engaged with it. The students went looking for the video clips to unpack further that, which was awesome, and that then had transference. Obviously, there was a great engagement of the students, but also the teachers found it really easy to implement, which is so important given the crowded curriculum we've got, and the teachers are so time poor. So the Attitude is Everything workbook is provided and costed so that it makes it cost effective to operate the program across a whole year level. And so we see it being an ongoing program that you might target your year 7s, and that's an ongoing basis. So it becomes part of the culture within your school that you focus on developing a Ripper attitude in your year 7 students, and that then flows on. The language becomes common across the whole school. The workbook's $12.95 per student. It creates a 10-week program for the students which covers their form classes for the whole of one term, or is a great anchor point for your school camp program for a particular year level. It's targeted at that middle school level because year 7, 8 and 9 it's so important that they develop the right attitude because that has a flow-on effect and yet they can be our most challenging students in the school.